Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I am your host God of Aerobics, and today I want to talk about the leaked characters for this game. There are 6 leaked characters, and I want to not only talk about what roles I think they're going to play, but I also want to talk about what kind of abilities I think would be cool for each one of them. So if you like these kind of videos, please like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified to all future uploads. I'm trying to hit 500 by the end of the year, and I would greatly appreciate help with that. And without further ado, let's get started. Today's pretty much just gonna be a short one. I don't want to go too crazy in detail, especially since I just put out a freaking 22-minute video just the other day. So, the lead characters. We got the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and the Thing. And then the other 2 characters are Blade and Ultron. So pretty much data miners have looked through the source code and discovered all 6 of these characters within. I can't say for certain when these characters will be coming to Rivals. We recently just got a patch, so it's very likely that we'll probably get 1 or 2 characters, or we might just end up getting the full Fantastic Four, which will probably be closer to the release date of the movie, probably just to keep the characters within relevancy around the time that they're getting their popularity. Anyway, Mr. Fantastic does already have a list of things that he is able to do, so I do believe that he is going to be at least the first or among the first ones to actually get put into the game. His regular attack says Elastic Punch, stretch out a forward punch to attack opponents, so basically Mr. Fantastic is stretching and punching. His ultimate is called Brainiac Bounce, and it says leap and smash, knocking back enemies within range. Upon hitting an enemy, leap again up to 6 times. So it sounds very similar to the reusability of Winter Soldier's ultimate, where if you hit the enemies, if their health drops below a certain point, they die and you get to use it again. Except instead of requiring them to hit a certain amount of health, you just have to hit somebody, and you can just keep bouncing. So you can bounce and assault one person, or you can bounce and assault multiple characters on the team, racking up some good kills. So his first ability is called Reflexive Rubber. It says stretch your body to absorb damage before launching stored damage into the targeted direction. I'm not entirely certain how this is going to work. Maybe it's like momentum based, where when he gets hit, he absorbs that momentum into his body and then releases that damage back, which sounds pretty cool. It's things like this that make me just say, he's going to be a Vanguard character. I can't say how many stars he is. My guess is probably a 4-star. I'm going to say that he's going to be like a 4-star difficulty character just because of the utility that he has and the way his kit can be utilized. The next move is called Flexible Elongation. It says select a target and dash at it, dealing damage to enemies and granting bonus health to allies. So he's basically going to stretch out and attack somebody. I don't know if he's going to stretch his arm or it's going to be his whole body. Who knows? He might stretch out and grab them and then pull his body to them, which would be pretty interesting considering that, if he's a Vanguard character, that would put him up in front. And if he's doing damage to enemies, that would be a pretty cool way of getting in and doing that. Rubber Grip. Extend arms forward to entangle hit enemies. And then hit your primary fire to select and yank 2 more enemies. That's interesting. So basically you can grab somebody and hold them down and then use your primary attack, and you can extend outwards to grab nearby enemies, kind of similar to like the proximity movements or proximity mechanic of like Moon Knight, where if he hits somebody and they're next to like their teammates and his darts go out and hit those other players. That's pretty cool, but instead of doing that, it just reaches out and grabs more people. His passive is called Elastic Strength, and it says skills generate elasticity, boosting attack power, which honestly I think is already pretty cool, especially considering the visual that we get for this passive with like this buff body individual. And it says reaching full elasticity triggers an inflated state that restores health and boosts even more damage. So basically he gets damage boost and health boost based on the amount of damage that he takes. Obviously you would have to not die, and I'm pretty sure there's a limit to this, but it sounds pretty solid. It sounds pretty solid for character to me. The fact that he has this information out on him makes me feel like he's already basically like in the works. Like he's for sure the next character that we're gonna get. So moving forward, we have Human Torch. Now the rest of these characters don't have any information on them. It's just these designs that I'm going to be showing here. So Human Torch is already we already have a decent little design for him right here. And I love the Fantastic Four suits, by the way. Like the way it's designed in this game, it's kind of like a mix of the original and the future Foundation suits, which honestly chef's kiss. So I'm gonna assume, obviously, since he's Human Torch, he's gonna be doing a lot of flying, kind of like Iron Man and Storm already do. So we get another aerial-based character, but he's likely gonna be throwing down, his little napalm bombs or fire blasts that are gonna. I assume he's not gonna be doing a lot of AOE damage. He'll probably have like his regular fire attacks that just hit enemies and will probably deal like burning damage over time, and then you're gonna get the rest of his kit working with that, where like he'll probably have like napalm bombs. He'll probably have some kind of like attack where he can boost his speed, or he'll create like a little fire tornado with like as like an AOE in a certain area. That would be pretty cool. Maybe if that was like his ultimate. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Burning damage would be kind of cool, especially if like he has a move, or if it's his passive, where like when he throws his fireballs, if it doesn't hit a opponent, like if it hits an opponent, it does burning damage over time. But if it doesn't hit them and it hits like the ground or the wall, it'll leave like a little pool of fire for like a cool second. That'd be pretty interesting. I would love that. So we're also gonna have the Thing, obviously, and his Fantastic Four suit is pretty cool, just in the shorts. But he gets the nice little belt and the blue stripe on the side, with the rest of it being white. And honestly, he can't be anything but a Vanguard character. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna have as much mobility as Reed and as Johnny will, but as a Vanguard character, you don't need a bunch of mobility, but he's gonna have a lot of defensive moves. I'm not sure if he's gonna have some kind of move where he can launch rocks off his hands or something like that. That'll be pretty cool. But I would love to see that. To be honest, that would be kind of cool. He's probably gonna have a move where he would like boost his bonus health, and it would probably be like some really cool visual where his body gets even more jagged with like crazy big rocks like bulking out his shoulders and fists and stuff. And it could probably not only just give him bonus health, but also increase his damage for a little bit. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of be like Red Riot, Kirishima in My Hero Academia, when he uses like his unbreakable form. That would be kind of cool. And I'm not sure what to do for like an ultimate. Maybe he would maybe his ultimate would, who knows, like make him invulnerable for a certain amount of time, and he would be able to, just be able to like wail on his enemies without really like having to worry about damage. And maybe for a passive, he could have something like the more damage he takes, the higher his defense gets, which would be interesting considering that the Thing himself is like super strong, but one of his big issues is that he can't feel anything. He has like no real feeling in his body, so he can pretty much fight almost like forever. Anyway, for Sue Storm, she doesn't actually have a visual. We only have a visual on those three, but she is one of the lead characters. I feel like she'd be a strategist, and it wouldn't just be for the sake of healing, but she would also be able to grant bonus health by placing, like her barriers around her teammates to keep them defended. And I think she'd probably be able to do this multiple times. It'll probably be like a cooldown of like 3, where as you kind of like Iron Fist jumps and stuff, where you use it and then it starts charging for the next one, but you can use like up to 3 before you're basically out. I think it would be interesting if it does that, or even if you place the bubble on like your teammates. Maybe it can be 2 different abilities. One where you can place 3 different bubbles on your teammates to defend them or to give them bonus health, and then the other one, it would be like you can place 1 big barrier on somebody. That would be very useful for like vanguards, and you can place 1 big bubble on them, and depending on how much damage that bubble takes within a certain amount of time, it gives them bonus health. Maybe not equal to 100% of the damage, but maybe like 50% of the damage or 75% of the damage, and it can either stay or go away gradually over time. Or I mean, even still, you can probably have like a max damage output where if your opponent does maybe 300 damage to the shield, then the shield breaks, but it still grants that bonus health to the person with it. I think that would be interesting. For her ultimate, it'll probably just be like a giant healing bubble, kind of like like um like Dagger's ability where she makes that healing bubble, but it'll be like way bigger, and not only would it grant bonus health to the teammates in it or gradually heal the teammates that are in it, but it would also be able to defend from shots coming from the outside. I think that would be pretty interesting for her. For a passive, maybe if she gets hit, maybe for something like every like 15 seconds, like her passive will reset where she can where she basically automatically puts a shield around herself if her health gets below a certain point or whatever. I can also imagine that she'll be able to double jump or triple jump, very similar to Iron Fist, but it would be her like jumping on little barriers, tiny barriers that she plants under her feet. I think that would be cool, and it would help her mobility, especially as a strategist. But this is just my speculation. Anyway, Ultron. This is what Ultron looks like from what we have as far as the data mining. But I think he's gonna be a Vanguard. He might be a duelist, but I personally think he'll be a Vanguard, considering Ultron as a character, wanting to pretty much not only recreate the world but destroy all of humanity. He wants to be up front in person, like he wants to be the guy in the front. So I imagine he would be a Vanguard character. I can't imagine too many abilities for him. I mean, when it comes to Ultron in general, I don't have a lot of knowledge on what he is capable of. Um, with the powers that he has with his general body, I can't imagine. I assume he would have some kind of self healing ability built in, so that he can keep himself alive a little bit or give himself bonus health, kind of like Venom does. But aside from that, I assume he would have some kind of arm cannon or guns. I mean, he's very techy, and he is created from the minds of Iron Man and Banner, or in the comics, Iron Man and Pym. So there's a lot that you can do with him. I'm just not entirely certain because my knowledge on Ultron isn't that great. And the last character is going to be Blade. This is it's like a small little model. I doubt this is going to be the official like end all be all design for him, but this is what we have. I assume he's obviously gonna have his sword as his prime, like one of his attacks, probably his primary attack, and then he's gonna have his little like dart blades, kind of like how Moon Knight has like his crescent darts. I know Blade has darts that are very similar, so I assume he's gonna have those as a throwable, and then his sword as a melee. I imagine he's going to have some kind of grapple technique or pounce technique where he bites his opponents and does lifesteal, and then he's obviously going to be able to do like some kind of slashing dash or dash combo with his sword. For his passive, he'd probably have some kind of like lifesteal that grants him health or bonus health for damage done, pretty similar to Magic's, if anything. And I imagine for his ultimate, he'll enter some kind of like bloodlusted state where, he would increase his damage, increase his defense, increase his speed, and basically be an all around menace. Also, kind of like Magic. But that's pretty much going to do it for the video. I just wanted to go over the leaked characters that have already been shown off, and one that currently hasn't, but we know that she's in the game by name only. Also wanted to, tell what's going on with Mr. Fantastic for those of us that didn't know, and it gives some speculation as to what the abilities of the others might be, but those are just my ideas. So if you have any ideas on what these characters can do, especially Ultron, since I know very little about his comic book abilities, please leave it in the comment below. Or if you have different ideas about the characters' abilities that I went over, then go ahead and let me know what you think those characters should be able to do and how to adjust and fix them, especially with what's currently going on in the game as of now. But anyway, that's pretty much going to do it for me. Like the video, subscribe to the page, hit that notification bell so you can be notified to all future uploads, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.